System hardening is basically a process of locking down your tech so bad guys have a much harder time breaking in. It's like turning your computer systems from a house with the front door wide open into a fortress with alarms, cameras, and maybe even a moat. The idea is to reduce the number of vulnerabilities attackers could exploit by being intentional about what's running, what's open, and who has access. Every device, application, or account in your environment is a potential entry point, and system hardening is your plan to close as many of those doors as possible. Whether you're disabling unnecessary services, updating outdated software, or limiting user permissions, it all contributes to shrinking your attack surface and boosting your overall security posture. Attack surface. Your attack surface is basically the collection of all the ways someone could potentially sneak into your system. Think open network ports, unpatched software, weak passwords, or APIs that aren't locked down properly. It's like the blueprint a hacker would love to have. It shows all the weak spots that could be targeted to gain unauthorized access or steal data. To harden your attack surface, you want to reduce it as much as possible. That means closing unused ports, disabling services you don't need, and make sure all your software is up to date. Run regular vulnerability scans, set up firewalls, and make sure users only have the permissions they need, nothing extra. It's a bit like spring cleaning, but for your network, with the bonus of keeping out intruders. Journaling in computing is kind of like writing in a notebook before you commit something permanently. It's a feature in certain file systems that logs what you're about to do before you actually do it. That way, if something crashes, like a power outage in the middle of saving a file, the system can check the journal and either finish what it started or undo incomplete changes. This is a lifesaver for keeping data safe and consistent, especially in environments like databases or OS level file systems. Systems like NTFS, ext for Linux, and APFS, macOS, all use journaling to avoid corruption and keep things running smoothly. It's like having an undo button built into your file system, giving your data a second chance if something goes wrong. Input validation is all about making sure data from users is safe before your system does anything with it. Think of it like a bouncer at a club. You don't just let anyone in without checking if they meet the criteria. If someone tries to sneak in a piece of code pretending to be a username, input validation is what blocks that nonsense. There are two main layers: client-side validation, which happens in the user's browser, and server-side validation, which is way more important. Client-side is like telling someone not to push the red button, but server-side actually disables the red button altogether. Best practices include using whitelists, escaping dangerous characters, and checking everything against expected formats. It's a small step with big protective power. Responsibility matrix. Ever work on a team project where no one knew who was doing what? A responsibility matrix fixes that. It clearly spells out who's responsible for what, especially important in cloud computing environments. Is the customer in charge of patching, or is that the provider's job? A matrix answers that question up front. This is particularly handy in environments like SaaS, IaaS, and PaaS, where roles can blur. The matrix helps prevent finger pointing when something breaks and makes compliance audits much easier. It's like a contract for accountability. Everyone knows their part, which keeps your security program organized and efficient.